Hi, my name's Thea and I'm a member of the Canberra Seed Savers Cooperative, and I'm just going to show you a few methods I use to save tomato seeds for next season. So let's get you. So I've got some tomatoes that I want to save the seed of for next season to grow. Got some yellow pear, got some blueberries, some orange banana, tomato, you get the gist. And there are a few ways that I could save the seed from these tomatoes. There's some really simple and easy methods. So you could literally just put the seed on a bit of paper towel and write the name of the tomato on it. And what you do for that one is you either get your paper towel and cut it into a couple of squares and pop it on a plate, write the name of the seed, and when I collected it, so don't forget. Select your best seeds, your best tomatoes for the best seeds. I want the bigger ones, I want the most ripe ones. Cut them open and squish them onto your paper towel. Squish, squish, squish. There you go. Go and let it dry, and in a couple of days you'll have something like this that you can just put in a drawer. Got the label on it, and when you come to plant it next season, you can just tear off bits, pick off the seeds, and away you go. If you don't have paper towel, or appreciate it's in short supply at the moment, you could do it on a piece of Chuck's cloth. You could squish it onto a clean tea towel, and that'll work just the same. When it comes to actually collecting your seed off that, here's another one. You just have to scrape off the seed, and sometimes just use a teaspoon, scrape it off. You end up with all your little seeds, and away you go, ready to grow. So one of my favorite methods to save seeds is actually one that allows you to save seeds much longer into the future, because it actually treats the seeds in a particular way. So here I've got some orange banana. These are a tomato. They look really cool, and they're one of my favorite varieties, so I definitely want to save the seed from this one. So once again, cut it open, get the back of a teaspoon, get a little vessel, can be a bowl, can be a glass like I've used, can be a jar, and just scrape the seeds in and rinse and repeat. Now all the tomatoes that I'm saving seed from are open pollinator varieties. They're not hybrids, and I know this because they're also known as heritage seeds. I know this because I've grown them previous season. I've checked the packet, or I've asked whoever I bought it off from the nursery or whatnot. One of the best methods of just scraping out the seeds like this, instead of putting everything through a blender or whatnot, is that I can go and eat these tomatoes now. So it's kind of like having your cake and eating it too. Like I can go throw these in a salad or in a pasta sauce, and I've got my seeds here for next season, and I get to enjoy the bounty. So once again, I've picked my biggest, bestest tomatoes for this process. So next year I'll have saved the seed from my strongest varieties. So I've got my seed here in my glass, and what I do is add a little bit of water to it. I write a label, which is kind of the most important step, because if you have all the seed and you don't know what it is, it can be a bit of a bummer next season if you want to grow your orange banana. You don't know what it is. You don't know what the seed is in an envelope. And it only takes 2 seconds. So I collected this a little while ago. So I'm going to go put this on the windowsill and leave it for a few days if not maybe a week. And it's going to get a little bit funky, and it's going to get a little bit moldy, maybe. It might smell a little bit, but then the seed has sort of been treated, it's sort of been fumigated, and what that does is it helps break down the gel around the seed, that seed coating, and it also protects it from things, from certain diseases and that into the future, and it allows it to dry really well. So what I'm going to do is show you one that I processed earlier, or set up earlier. I'll bring you over to my sink. So here is some tomato seed that looks a bit funky. There's a bit of a mold on top. The seeds you can see are in the bottom, and I've got my label so I know what they are. What I'm going to do is get a mesh sieve, and I'm going to put the seeds into the mesh sieve and strain out all the gunk and rinse it under the tap. So I don't know if you can see, but already a lot of the gunk has already passed through. I'll make sure I don't lose any of the seed. And I'm just going to rinse it under the tap. And get my lovely and clean seed. So, I'll bring you back over here. There you are. And now you see I've got lovely clean seed, but it's wet. It's actually very wet, and I need to dry it before I store it. So one of the things that I like to do is to often leave it in the sieve, separate it out, spread it out, and maybe leave it sitting on a clean piece of paper towel to dry, making sure that I don't forget my label, so I always know what I've got. Another thing you can do if you want to save it and you don't have it, you know, the space, you want to leave the sieve sitting around, you could just upend this onto your tea towel, or often what I do is get my little bit of chucks and pop my seeds onto my chucks, maybe spread them out a bit so when they dry I can break them apart easier. And I'm going to keep an eye on it to make sure it doesn't go moldy or anything like that. But I've got that, and I can just go put that on a shelf and it'll dry out quite nicely. Once it's all dry and I've got all my seeds, I can put it in a vessel, I could put it in a jar, I could put it in a little tin, I could put it in a little medicine bottle or an envelope. You don't have to have fancy seed envelopes, you can just have an actual, you know, envelope that you get as trash. And then always make sure that you write down what seed it is and when you got it and from where. If you need more resources, I highly recommend this book, the Seed Savers Handbook. Obviously it's a bit fuzzy, that's really great. Otherwise, you can come check out Canberra Seed Savers. There's a website, there's a Facebook, or shoot us a message and we can help answer any questions. Anyway, happy seed saving and good luck.